Good afternoon. Welcome to the Cruise Amigos. Live from, oh man, all over the place. We
We
got
are live from
Amigo
all over the
John.
place.
He's up there. He's up. No, where are you? You're up there. He's in Crookston,
There
Minnesota.
somewhere.
We got Amigo Martin. He was in Mykonos, Greece, and God only knows where you are. Where are you?
We're in the Aegean Sea at the moment, so we set
Okay.
sail from Mykonos about what time are we on? 9 o'clock, about 3.5 hours ago. So, but look at that view behind me. How amazing is that? It's so beautiful. And just right on cue, one of my favorite barmans, one or two, Daniel has just delivered me, and no, Gide, these guys have looked after us on the last
Hello,
7 8
guys.
days of this cruise. Gide's number one and Daniel's number two. But when Daniel goes round the corner, he tells us he's number one. So,
It's
but
really number
anyway,
one.
we'll work that out. So, but yeah, so
Tell them
I've
that they
got
both were just on worldwide television.
World.
you were on worldwide television. We're live on Facebook apparently. So everybody will be coming here for these gin and tonics. Daniel's used to it apparently. Oh, fantastic, amazing, amazing. So yeah, I'll tell you, right, this drink here, I'm just going to give you a little bit of an insight. This is called a Mediterranean gin and tonic. Now, apparently the gin is infused over olive oil, and then it's then poured into your drink. And then you've got, now, Chili, you did describe this before the show as a tree growing out of my drink.
Is that
It's got
rosemary?
olives in it. I don't even guess. It is rosemary. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh,
And then there's
Rosemary.
olive. Rosemary, that's
I
it,
thought you said
Rosemary. I
you
mean, you can
had a
still.
rose bush growing out of your drink. And I said, and that the
Now
rose
you're
bush
taking it
smells
so
like a
many
pine
reasons.
tree.
Now, did the
No, it
bartender
doesn't.
take the rosemary and wipe it around your glass before he put it in there?
No, they don't. They didn't know, but I'll tell you one thing on board this ship. Do you know, right? If you ever come on Celebrity Beyond, they have the rosemary and the lavender growing
Oh wow!
in the gardens behind this bar here. So you can walk around, and we did Tai Chi the other day. And when we're doing Tai Chi, they were like, we'll go and push your hands around the rosemary and the thyme, and you got all the infusions as you were doing it. It's like, this is a cruise ship, guys. This is just like, wow. And it grows. And I did ask them, do you get the rosemary and the lavender for the drinks while around the corner at the back of the bar? And they were like, we don't, but we could do if we needed it if we ran out.
John, you realize what this is, what he's saying is here is the perfect place. They grow rosemary and whatever, thyme. What else was it? Rosemary and,
Parsley, sage,
Lavender.
rosemary, and thyme.
Lavender.
okay,
No,
and
lavender.
lavender. And
Lavender.
lavender. John, you can get with them and grow pot there too. So we could have a pot farm with the rosemary farm and the lavender farm all on a ship, and you sail with your pot.
Jeez. Oh, jeez. Could you imagine? Could you imagine as we
How
pulled
would
into
that
port and
be?
we'd be getting done? We'd be getting arrested. We'd be getting arrested in certain ports. Oh,
He's got a big
jeez.
bud there.
Jeez.
He's going to grind it up and smoke it any time now.
Jeez. I don't
He's
know.
been
I don't
threatening
know.
me with
So.
that bud for months. Now, speaking of Martin, you're talking about doing Tai Chi.
Tai
Is that
Chi,
what you
yeah,
said?
we did. Yeah, we did Tai Chi, and it's something
I mean,
that I've
is that
never done before in my
that's
life.
like sumo wrestling, right?
No,
I mean, where you
Well,
get up there in a diaper and you bump bellies.
no.
no, that's called normal fun for me and Stan.
Yeah, but
No, anyway, let's not go there. But no, Tai Chi
only
is all about
you.
relaxing.
Most people. Let me explain something. Most
Go
people
on.
go on cruises and they take pictures of things like in Athens, like that picture. But
Yeah.
only Martin, instead of taking pictures like that, he has to go like this and say, while I was working out at sunset
Oh,
and
that was
sweating
Mykonos.
on
Mykonos.
the boat, You see, that's how I spend my cruise. I sweat.
Gee, do you know what though? It's all about like enjoying life. That's what it's about. And I've on this cruise we've been away we're up to day 10 of 14 now. I've been drinking for the last 10 days. I've been eating for the last 10 days. Now,
Now that's just on this
I've been
boat.
eating very
You
well,
were on a boat
and
before.
that's just I was a few weeks ago, and I'm on a boat in a couple of days. As I get off this boat on Thursday, on Friday I get on another boat or ship, shall we say? So, but no, it's about just doing what you feel you want to do and things like that. So I've decided. I mean, I've been averaging 18,000 steps a day. 18,000. That's 14 kilometers. And it's like, wow, that's a hell of a lot of walking. It's a hell of a lot of walking. But do you know what? It's not felt like it because you're exploring places you want to go. And what's that? Can you figure out? Oh, hang on, something flashed up then. What was that? What did we pop up then?
What?
Amigo Martin.
I'll go look. Amigo Martin.
What do you?
Can you figure out the actual cause of NCL Jim post saying the bars are not open in Greek ports until ship departs and is international waters?
And I gave the answer there.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry. What was the answer?
It's a dunces app that I can see.
They have to collect and pay Greek tax if in Greek waters. Are you serious?
Serious?
No,
Yes.
We've been in Greece for the last few days, and we've not had that on board Celebrity.
No, but if you're ever in
open on board,
right, but if you're ever in a port where the bar is closed and they say like the casinos, don't open till you get out of water and stuff.
yeah,
That's all about that's all about tax money. It's all about having to collect and pay taxes if they are functioning within different lines, and some are important, some are not.
Not in well. I suppose technically on this itinerary, it's been a bit different because we set sail from Rome. We're in the EU, so everything has been in the EU right across because it's all been from Italy to Greece, and then we're back into Italy in a couple of days' time. So we're in the EU. So if it's a cruise that maybe started outside the EU, maybe that could be the reason. But no, it's not something I've heard of on that particular ship.
Me either. Hot air, Tom. Where the hell are you getting that from?
Send me a message and I'll query that with NCL for you guys. No
well, I've been on NCL cruises. I've been on NCL where I've gone down to have dinner and ordered a mimosa or a Bellini, and that's what they say. They say, hey, you got to wait 15 more minutes till we're farther out at sea because otherwise we have to collect and pay tax on your drink, and we just don't. It's easier to not do it than it is to do the accounting.
I've never had that before.
Talk to your purser. Get your purser. Get your purser there online. Let's find out here.
Well, I will ask the question on board, and I will come back next Sunday, and I will answer that. So definitely. So, but no, it's. I mean,
I thought you were referring to his attire. He's talking about your purse.
About your purse. My purse is getting emptied very quickly at the moment between specialty dining and because the dining's been amazing on board. It really has, guys. I'll tell you. We've gone through what we done. We've done fine cut. We have done what other restaurants have we done? Let me just think. We did Daniel Boudin, Le Voyage restaurant. We did his the other night. We are going to do Raw on 5, which is the sushi restaurant for lunch. We've done the Rooftop Grill, which is the upscale upmarket barbecue with steak. And oh, geez, that was amazing. Staying away from Santorini. But the itinerary has just been fabulous on this cruise. We sailed from Roma. What's that? The chat about the boys on the last 2 gems seems to be the main ship with the issue. We were asking see the freestyles confirmed. Right, let me do some digging on that one. I'll find out. So it's not something that's come to me. But Tom, I'll find out for you definitely. But yeah, we set sail for Roma. Why's John got a candle?
Because
someone died.
You're whining about how terrible all the food and the booze and the so I'm lighting a candle in your memory, and I'm sitting here in Crookston. You know what the choices are in Crookston? A fake taco shop, and a thing called Joe's Diner. But the diner doesn't have mashed potatoes, nor do they have hot turkey or beef sandwiches, nor do they. It's a diner that only serves like Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. And you're whining, and I'm. So that was a candle in memory of your terrible experience you're having.
So
the things I'm having to suffer.
I'm coming across flipping North Dakota or some damn one of those awful states up there on a train, and pull through one of those little towns that has a population of 6.
Right.
And it stops.
That was Stanley, North Dakota, by the way. Stanley, North Dakota.
And I see a McDonald's. I got excited because I saw the damn golden arches. I wanted to run to McDonald's to get a Big Mac and a shovel, and the damn conductor wouldn't let me go.
Get me some French fries and a hash brown and
yeah.
Hey, Mr. Bucket List joined us. Hey, Mr. Bucket List.
Hey, that's my buddy.
Hey, Mr. Bucket List. How are you,
Tom?
By the way, Mr. Bucket List did the helicopter tour to the glacier from Quantum of the Seas, and he said it was the highlight of his entire cruise.
Wow.
That's the first person I've actually talked to that did the helicopter to the glacier thing.
Mr. Bucket List, how much was it? What did it cost? I'm guessing $450. Tell me if I'm right. What does it cost?
I'm going to go $550.
$550? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, I don't know. I never looked at the price.
I've still got my tree and my drink. Look,
yeah,
still in my drink.
But does it smell like a pine tree?
No, it's rosemary. It's good.
He did one for $350.
$350. Oh, bargain.
Yeah.
That's pretty good going now. Yeah, I said that's good. So anyway, what's again? Well, we are. I was going back to what we were saying before because I was telling people where we've been. Before John picked up his candle and went,
candle in the wind, goodbye, England's rose.
We set sail from Rome, and then we have been to, let me just think off the top of my head, let me see if we get the right order. We went from Roma, where did we go to? We went to Santorini, and guys, oh my God, was that sunset amazing. If you want to see it, look on my page because we actually went live on the page with the sunset for about 10-15 minutes. Beautiful. But we actually went for an amazing meal, and do you know what, it was really weird. We were walking around Santorini and we literally went, this looks a nice place, and we walked up these stairs. I went to the guy. I went, oh, this looks nice. He went, no, you need to go. No, that's Mykonos, that one. There is a Santorini sunset, but the guy went, no, you need to go upstairs. I mean, look at that. Look at the sunset. We went to, we went, no, you need to go up above. So we sat in the highest point in Santorini, enjoying lunch, and it was just like, this is why you cruise. This is why you go to these amazing places. And we had a lunch, and it cost about €70. But you know what? It wasn't about the cost. It was about where you are and what you're doing. And that was the thing me and Stan both said. It was like, I don't care what it costs us. We're together in the most beautiful place. We'll remember this in 20 years' time. We're looking at you go, do you remember in Santorini when we were up that high and we looked out and we were like, this is why we cruise? And that's what cruising's all about. It's creating them memories and going, I remember when. I mean, John, you must have those moments when you sit there and go, I remember when I did this.
Up here in Minnesota,
you've been cruising longer than me.
The I remember whens in Minnesota are always either snowstorm or flood related. Do you remember the flood of 97? Do you remember the snowstorm of 67? Everything is either floods or storms.
Or snowstorms.
Yeah, yeah, but that's exactly right. We and no, I have a lot of those. That's what I create. That's why I was just kind of going to the Wayback Machine now, all the way back to my first cruise on Majesty of the Sea, and I found my bedroom. I was in 2119, and yeah, you could actually hear the propeller.
I was down below.
You could hear the shaft and the propeller turning under your bed. It was like a little vibration on the bed.
Wow.
So not really. There was still crew. That's a joke, I-95 is still underneath there. You know what I-95 is on every ship, the main thoroughfare that the crew used to run from the front to the back of the ship. All goods and services go down I-95, and that was still under us.
We got a galley tour the other day. We got an exclusive invitation to a galley tour.
Nice.
And it was the galley, and the way the Beyond is done, they don't have a main dining room. They have 4 dining rooms. They have the Tuscan, they have the Cosmopolitan, the Cyprus, Tuscan, Cosmopolitan, Cyprus, and the Normandy restaurant. All those restaurants on each level, there's a kitchen that does everything for everybody. So all the bread, and it was really interesting to go and see. It was like, wow, this is stuff. But there are 17 different kitchens on board the ship that deal with different areas of the ship, because there's so many different restaurants and things, and it's like, wow. And it was really interesting to hear that.
Did they take you to the storeroom?
No, they didn't on this one.
Stocked?
No.
I mean, that's like being in a warehouse.
Well, they told us on this that they have to restock every 2 to 3 days because everything has to be fresh, because it won't survive any longer.
Yeah.
So all your octopus that you had, like tonight's dinner, I had octopus, which is the most amazing octopus tail that I had, which is there'll be pictures up on my website and you'll see them. But it was just, oh my God, it was beautiful. And I'm like,
I usually make an octopi here in my place. I do octopi.
Now that's more than one octopus, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yes, because
and it has a
dome top. Yeah. Got to put the pie crust on the top, Yeah.
Jeez, wow.
Do you put apples in it too?
No, there's no apples in my octopi. No, it's a savory dish.
Hang on. Octopus with apples. What's this about? You can't have octopus and apples.
No. There's a story behind it. See, where he lives, there's a lot of apple trees, and they can't find enough people to pick the apples, so they're thinking of bringing octopuses in, because an octopus could pick 8 apples at once. You see, it can be. So that actually, he's thinking of starting a company, Octopi Apple Orchard Picking Company LLC, and so yeah.
I actually thought that you were mixing octopus with apples, and I was like, that's just wrong. That's wrong. You can't mix octopus with apples. It just wouldn't go together. My brain's working, going, what are we doing here, guys?
Have you been working on your tan anymore?
Well, I've been out in the sun a little bit. Why? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I worked on the tan on my cruise. I got out and tried to sunbathe a little bit.
Yeah. You that looks beautiful. I mean, you look very warm there, Chillie. That doesn't sound right, does it? You look very warm, Chillie.
I wasn't warm at all. I'll promise you that.
Who's that? Hang on. Who is that? I can't do it. I can't do it.
You haven't seen Lucy before?
No, I've not seen Lucy before, and I'm missing Gio so much, my dog, because it's like the longest we've left him this time. It's like, when you sat there at dinner, you go, do you know what's missing is something about this night? And you can just stroke and feed a bit of steak to under the table and things, but Chillie, I have been working on my tan. I don't know if you've got that lovely picture there somewhere, but no doubt you will have, where I can see that I'm like, well, you can actually see now. I mean, I've got panda eyes when I'm wearing my glasses, so, because it's been so sunny. It's been 27, 28, 29 degrees every day, and it's like on a ship, it's a lot warmer as well when you're on board, so it has been, Where's that? Oh, that's Athens.
Yeah, I like
that is in Athens. Yeah, that one.
I just grabbed that one. I stole a bunch of crap off your Facebook page.
It's a wonder you didn't steal the one where I've done my. Actually, I'll do it now for you. So you asked the question. Haven't been working on my tan. Just a little.
Are you going to put one up with you in a Speedo? Oh, you're showing us your
No,
feet.
I'm not going that far. I'm not going that far. Those are only paid for, and I get paid. People pay me for putting them up. But anyway,
you gotta pay for the.
Cruise has been.
You got to be a supporter and pay the $10 a month to see those pictures, huh?
By the way, see this? Mr. Bucket List confirms that I was out before the sun.
Thank you.
I was up there on the glacier in the middle of the night to see all that.
Wow.
And it was cold.
Wow.
That picture was taken about 5 o'clock in the morning.
In the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. Wow.
Yeah. It was
Well,
light
I'm
there
doing the
from
Norwegian
3:45 on.
Oh, wow. We've got the Norwegian fjords coming up in September, which I can't wait for. So that's another bucket list. This is a bucket list trip, but that one's a bucket list trip as well. So
Prim Travels is with us. Hey.
anyway,
Good to see you.
hi, Prim.
Flying to Benidorm on Tuesday.
What is Benidorm? I don't know Benidorm.
Now I'll tell you, Benidorm is Benidorm is in Spain, and it's
in Spain,
a fabulous place. And it used to be where people used to go to on package holidays, where it was a hotel, flights, transfers, all included and things. And it's been a very big place for UK travellers. So I'm booked on an Ambassador British Isles cruise next August, and New Year's cruise with P&O next year. So Ambassador is a brand new cruise line, and I'm taking over from what were called Cruise and Maritime in the UK. And they were a do what it says on the tin type of cruise line. They really were. They really were just like, this is us and this is what we do. But I've seen a lot of very good reviews about them. We'll see how they go from there. That's
folks,
a big coach. It was a big coach, Chile.
The town we're talking about is literally halfway between Barcelona and Malaga on the south, about 3 o'clock. If Spain was a clock, it's at about 3 o'clock. And it's just looking right out over the Mediterranean. So it's like halfway between Malaga and Barcelona. So that's where didn't know anything about that town.
Yeah, that one didn't ring a bell with me either.
Thing.
And I've been to Barcelona about 6 times. I love Barcelona, though.
Have you ever been to a port called Alicante? Alicante?
Yes.
Spell it.
In the Mediterranean.
Allicante.
Only one L. But Alicante is where the airport is for Benidorm. So my very first holiday with my dad when I was 11 years old. Now I'm 47 this year. Was in Benidorm. So that takes me back. So I took my homework. From school because I had 2 weeks off from school and did my homework while I was away, my maths and English. That's good. Wow. Shows how far back that's going.
In Alicante, everybody is halfway between Valencia and Cartagena. So if you just, in your mind, if you want to know where that is, it's like halfway between Valencia and Cartagena, also on the eastern facing shore of Spain, right on the Med.
So. I mean, in America, where do you guys go for a quick holiday? A couple of hours away. If you think you're in America,
Taco Bell.
I want to go on a quick holiday. Taco Bell. Is that Taco 2 hours away? Is that how far it is?
I generally just go to McDonald's.
No, McDonald's is too American. We go foreign. We go to either Taco Bell or the old spaghetti factory, depending on if we want Italian or.
Now, there's for me here, I'll also answer a question from Prim Travels. We have Virginia Beach, which is, directly east of me on the coast. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, which obviously is in South Carolina. And then you get down to Florida for this part of the world. And so Prim will know, it was a big coat. And it was first time I've had it on for 3 years, because for 3 years I did not go out of the house between the pandemic and my health issues. And if it got under 70 degrees, it's too damn cold for me. So I didn't wear it at all until I went to Alaska. And yes, I lived in it the whole time I was on the boat in Alaska. It was cold.
It was
You know
really
what?
weird. It was really weird showering for him. The jacket would catch on the soap dispenser and stuff, but he wore it the whole time. So
no, wait, see, now that's not entirely true. Got to remember, I know none of you realize this, but I'm a big fat guy. Being a big fat guy,
Chillie.
can you imagine where you get poked and prodded when you're in a shower on a cruise ship? They ain't very big.
That's right.
You get stuck things and you don't even want to know about. But yes. So yes, I did have some a coat, nice, and I stayed reasonably warm. I did. And I will say one thing negative about Alaska. I loved Alaska. I'm definitely going back. I'm planning an Alaska cruise every year now because it was fabulous.
Wow, that's a great. That's a big statement, Chillie. That's really neat.
Don't recommend you going the first week of May. That's still the middle of the winter. I mean, like I did the Mount Rushmore, the Mount Roberts tram in Juneau. It was sleeting up on top of the mountain. So you get off the tram and you're slipping and sliding and shit on the ice.
And Chillie's top heavy.
Warm up a little before you go to Alaska.
Chillie is top heavy, just like an elephant. He does really good as long as he can maintain this. But boy, he gets off at about 22 degrees, and we got a problem. So
yeah.
Can I get another one, please, Keith? Can I get another Mediterranean tonic, please, Keith? Thank you.
Another.
You just heard that,
beverage?
didn't you? I didn't mute myself ordering that adult beverage, did I?
We are
I
counting.
thought you were trying to quit.
Well, I've decided, after this cruise, I need to probably go to the Bill W meetings on board. So, but no, there's a place in Cyprus.
Here. Nikki's here.
Hi, Nikki.
Hot
There's a
air
place
figures
in Cyprus
John
where
steps
you can
across
actually
the border into Canada and has maple syrup. See, there's a problem with that hot air. John is not allowed across the border into Canada.
Barred.
Because they know he's going to grow pot. If he goes across the border, he'll expand his pot farm into Canada, and they don't want it.
I actually lived in Canada for 5 years. Actually lived there.
5.
Yeah.
Lynn says from Kentucky, a quick trip to Gatlinburg is wonderful. There you go.
Beautiful city. Beautiful.
Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I love it there. Matter of fact, the next time I go down that way, I'm going to do a series of videos on accessibility at Gatlinburg.
Wow.
Which is not necessarily a perfect place, right? It's not necessarily the best handicapped place. So.
Yeah. But I like Gatlinburg's a neat place.
A beautiful place. Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful.
Yes. Yep. You remember I had a bed and breakfast in Franklin, Tennessee, starting in 1990. I was the first legal bed and breakfast operator in the county right south of Nashville, Tennessee.
Did you grow pot there too?
Yeah.
You had a still out back.
Yes, actually, that's really funny. I had a limousine as part of my bed and breakfast slept 14, and I had a limousine, and we often took people down to the Jack Daniel's distillery. And after as you know, Chillie, when you go and Martin, when you go on things repeatedly, you start to kind of like pick up the lingo, and you realize that things that appear to be totally off the cuff are planned, repeated statements to every tour bus, and one of the jokes down at the Jack Daniel's distillery is all the time on every bus I was on, somebody would say, well, about how many people work here? And the guy, and it didn't matter, guy, girl, old, young, they would pause for a little bit and they'd go, about half of them. That was one of their. That was one of their. How many people work here? Oh, about half of them. So that was one of their standing jokes.
Mad.
Yeah.
Madness. Right. Well,
Katie's off to
I'm going to
Alaska
ask
on
a question.
Discovery Princess in 12 days. Maybe it will have thawed out, Katie.
And maybe there's no sleet up the top on the railway then. Report back and let us know, so we know when to go, when the best time is.
Hot Air Tom says, mark your calendar to go to Alaska on Sunday, June the 7th, 2024 for a 10-day cruise. It will be much warmer on the sun. Oh, on the Norwegian Sun. That was my first ship with a scooter. I was just told John that story before we went on the air today.
See, and I thought you were going to say that was your first ship with indoor plumbing.
No, that was when I was sailing with Christopher.
Oh, yeah.
It was the Pina.
I was going to say the Nina, the Pinta, or the Santa Maria.
You were I don't remember the damn names.
We were talking about ships today, and it was like when we went on Cruise and Maritime. For those in the UK that may know about Cruise and Maritime, the Marco Polo. We went on that ship back a couple of years ago. Now that ship was built, I think, 1960 or something like that, and it was still sailing up until just before pre-pandemic. And it was like that at the side. I know I'm on 5% AirPods, guys. For some reason, it's run down quite quick. But it was just like we got in our room. They gave us our room key. It was a key, a Yale key, attached to a bit of plastic, so you didn't lose it. And you went in the cabin, and you walked in the cabin, and you went, oof, down like that. And when you were looking, you were in bed, you actually couldn't see the top of the floor. It was like, seriously? But you know what? We had a ball on it. And I always say to people, it's not about the ship or where you are or what you're doing. It's about the people you're with, and they will create the memories for you, the staff, the crew, your friends. So, guys, I'm going to lose you in a second because my earpods are going to go. So, is there anything anybody wants to know while we're here? And I'll try and answer it before my earpods go, because otherwise I won't be able to hear you because there's music in the background and things like that. So, have you guys got anything? What do you want to know?
Which port did you like the best?
Let me think. I mean, in terms of port-wise, in terms of touring, Athens. In terms of actual ports, Santorini, just because it was so beautiful. Just not what you expect. Everyone knows about Santorini being for the sunsets and things. But walking around the town, it was like, wow, this is an amazing place. All these little alleyways where you walk through, and then the domes of Santorini, and it's like the churches, and it was just like, wow. But then everyone knows about Athens. Athens is great because you got the that was Mykonos, so you got the windmills of Mykonos there. That was today. That's Little Venice in the background there. Google Little Venice and you'll find out all the history about Little Venice. And Jackie Onase brought all people to Mykonos. That's our beautiful ship in the background with the magic carpet, which is that orange thing. I was just going to do that bit then.
The
magic carpet doesn't come off the ship.
And leaving you in port, right?
No, they weren't. They would never leave me, Chile. Do they know who I am? I'm a Cruise Amigo. They would never leave a Cruise Amigo in port.
Boy, how's that for setting you up for a plug?
They just wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. But no, it was just. I mean, they were my two favorite places. Saying that though, Mykonos today, beautiful. I mean, Mykonos, the streets are even smaller than Santorini when you're walking around, and it's just like. If I'm honest, it's a fairy tale cruise, the Greek Isles. It's just like everywhere you go, it's just like, wow. We've done Rhodes, we've done Santorini, Mykonos. Where else? We've got August. We've still got a couple of ports left. We've got Augustoli coming up. We've got Naples, so we're going to go across to Capri. But it's just been, wow. It's a bucket list. It's a bucket list cruise. I mean, you've done Alaska. Chile, that's on my bucket list. And I would say one thing to anybody out there: if you've got a bucket list cruise, after what's gone on in the world in the last couple of years, get
Do it.
out there and bloody well do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
bloody well do it. You know, if it costs you a little bit more than you expected, bugger it. You know, just get out there and enjoy life, because you never know what is around the corner. You know, and it's been amazing. You know, spending time with my husband and just doing things and places we've never been before. Because on this itinerary, I've never been to any of these ports ever in my life. And it's just been like, wow. You know, we've not done any excursions off the ship. We've done our own thing. You know, and I'll be posting things about that on my site about what we've done, and to be honest, we've not really. We bought a hop on, hop off tour ticket in Athens and did it that way. Had lunch in Athens, watched a changing of the guard, you know, and that cost us all of €40,
Yeah.
and that was to get us from Piraeus into Athens and back again. You know, €40 is what? I mean, John's normally very good at this in mathematics in dollars.
$6.
How much is
Oh,
that?
there it's almost it's 5% off
$6.
now. It's almost $1 for dollar, euros to dollars.
Is it?
It's
Okay.
$1.05 today.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair enough.
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. So yeah.
So
So next to nothing, you know. And we've not done any of the cruise ship tours. We've done our own thing. And do you know what? We don't feel we've missed anything. We don't feel that what we've done has been less than what the cruise ship have done. You know. And we've had an absolute ball. We have had a ball. And you know, I'll say one thing: Greek Isles, they are beautiful. They are romantic. They are amazing places. They really are, and more so than I ever imagined. If I'm honest, you know, it was like, oh yeah, it's Greek Isles. But looking back on the last sort of 7 days on board the ship, I'm like, yeah, we've had a ball. We've
That's
enjoyed
great.
every minute, and you know, we've created memories that we'll never forget. You know, and places where we'll probably come back to as well, which is what
sure,
it's all about.
Mhm.
So,
That's right. That's what it's all
well,
about.
Well, that's
anyway,
why I say I've flashed a couple pictures of you guys the last couple of shows just because you look so happy, just so relaxed and so happy. It's just amazing to me. So
it has, and you know what I've done? I'll be honest with you. For those people that do know me that listen into the show, normally when I'm on a ship, I bring everything, and I'm alive doing this, I'm live doing that, and these pictures and that picture and that picture. I've not done it this time because it's been our time. The last 2 years have been so hard for anybody in the travel industry, and I decided to take a step back this cruise. I've done a few little go lives and I've done a few little videos and posted some pictures, but at the end of the day, it's been our time to be together. And people have appreciated when we have gone live and things. Because as a blogger, you'll know, Chili, people expect it for you to do it all the time. And sometimes you need to go, actually, I'm going to take a step back and I'm going to go, this is for
yeah,
me,
yeah,
not for everybody. But I'll share it with you afterwards. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
but okay. I've had a ball, and you're gonna all hate me now. You're gonna all hate me now. But
Oh,
next Sunday,
we're
John,
just
have you got your
jealous.
candle ready? John, get your candle ready. Right, next Sunday we will be live from the MSC Virtuosa, and now another cruise. It's such a hard life, isn't it? You know,
Yeah,
Course Amigos.
it's
And
so disgusting.
it
I
is,
think
it
the
is. But listen,
Virtuosos. That's a great ship.
Yeah.
Great ship.
it is, and it's still not sailing to full capacity. It's not sailing
No,
to full
there
capacity. None of these
this
ships
week
are.
there's only there's less than 2,000 people on it this week.
Wow.
It's up in
Yeah,
Norway.
I
It
mean,
was in Stavanger, Norway today.
yeah, you had Alison from Alison's Travels, I think it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
and she's up there. But no, the ship I'm on, we've only got 1,500. 1,500.
Yeah. See, I just got off a
Wow.
ship that was at capacity.
Oh, and how was it?
It was pretty rugged. The only I mean they did a pretty decent job. The first night of the cruise, they were overwhelmed in the dining room.
Right. Yeah.
So it was really slow because of the amount of time it took to get everybody in and seated and fed. Some of the food was not as hot as you'd like it. Not enough to complain about, but they got better
Not right. Not right.
during the week.
Right. I'm with you.
But yeah, there was a big difference in all aspects from embarkation on with sailing at capacity again. That's the first. I've been on 9 cruises this year, and that's the first one that I've been at capacity. And it was.
But do you
It
think
was a
that's
little rough.
because they haven't? Do you think it's because they haven't staffed enough for being a capacity, or because I know at the moment, I've been talking to people on board, and it's like when they get people come on board, they have to do like 5 days quarantine before they can do anything and things like that. So it's hard for the cruise lines at the moment to get people on board to get them back into service. So. Is that what's causing the problems? Do you think?
That's part
I'm
of it.
not.
And then it's been less than 30 days ago that they were sailing at less than 20%. So they didn't need people. So it's in 30 days time, they got to go from, just barely keeping the ship floating to, oh my God, we're full again. And it's just caught them, with their pants down, so to speak.
Jeez. I mean, I know with Celebrity, we were talking to Celebrity a couple of weeks ago when we were on here, and they were like, we can sail a full capacity, but we haven't got to that point yet. I mean, a lot of Americans aren't traveling over Europe as much as they would normally do. And Celebrity, Royal Caribbean, NCL are big American traveler ships. You know what I mean? A lot of their market is Americans, but they haven't all started to move across yet. They're getting better to the Europeans, but they're not at that point yet. I mean, as I say, this 1,500 on a just over 3,000 capacity ship, I think I don't know the exact number off the top of my head because I have had an adult beverage. But it's like it's probably half full. And don't get me wrong, the ship feels nice, but it's like when will we get to that capacity? It's going to take some time. It really is on this side, but maybe in America, the Americans, the big American market, are traveling a lot quicker than the Europeans are jumping on ships. So, but hey ho, right, guys, I've just got a beep in my ear. I'm going to lose you any second.
Okay. Well, Martin, thank you, and we will look forward to seeing you next week from MSC, from the Virtuoso. And then we're going to make an announcement next week too.
We are big announcement, guys. Listen in. And if anybody wants to know anything about any cruise lines or anything from a PA point of view or anything about me being honest, because I'll tell you, I am an honest person. I'll tell you as it is, which is what's good, what's bad. Join my page. And there we go. I think that's me losing you because just got another beep. But guys, I love everybody who listens into the show. Listen in for next week with our big announcement that's coming up. And these guys, well, hang on, let me just see if I can do that. That one down there he is, down there, and that one, hang on, over that way. It's not working, is it? It's not working. It's there somewhere. There he is. There he is.
Let's touch fingers. Let's touch fingers.
Let's touch my fingers. Right, I'm not moving.
Getting kinky now.
No, Chillie, you need to put yours up. You need to put your finger up. There we go. We are the Cruise Amigos, and we will tell you exactly what is going on next week in our big announcement.
All right, Martin. Thank you.
Next week, I'll have
have another one of those pine tree drinks with a rose bush.
Pine tree. That's in the Mediterranean gin and tonic, guys, and it is beautiful. If you're on board any of the Celebrity ships and they do a Mediterranean gin and tonic, I can highly recommend it, but then it's got gin in it, and I recommend any gin with gin in it. Guys, love you loads, and I'll catch you all very soon.
Right.
Be good, and this is me from the Aegean Sea, somewhere out there. It's all black, so love you loads. Take care for now. Bye.
All right, Martin. See ya. All right, we about killed the show, but you got to do some talking here about what's ahead for Amigo John.
Well, I really made a big decision last night on a couple of fronts. I've been real hesitant about traveling to Europe, particularly because of the Ukrainian war and because I have strong feelings about that. But I've been holding the transatlantic on the Epic on December 7th from Lisbon, Portugal to New York. And I guess I just kind of decided that, I'm hoping and praying that by the fall, things will have settled down as far as the war situation. And so I added on and I've never done a back-to-back before, but I added on and put 11 days in front of the 9-day transatlantic, which this is a trick that Norwegian has tried this year. Normally, the transatlantic would go from where the ship is home porting for the season to America. Used to always go to Florida, which I liked a whole lot better. But instead, they broke it up. They're doing 11 days with 9 stops. Can you believe that? 11 days and 9 stops from the port at Rome, Civitavecchia, to Lisbon, Portugal. And then Lisbon makes the jump with only 2 stops. The 2 stops are in the Azores and in Bermuda to New York. So yesterday I decided, hey, I'm adding it on. So now I'm going to have my longest cruise ever. It'll be 20 days. It starts in the port of Rome, goes up to Florence and Pisa. It goes down to Naples, then to Messina and Palermo on the island of Sicily, then out in Caligularia, which is Sardinia, then over to Palma, Mallorca, up to Barcelona, then down to Granada, Malaga, which is, of course, on the inside of the Rock of Gibraltar, and then Seville, which is the village on the outside of the Rock of Gibraltar, and then up to Lisbon. And then I'll get this experience of doing that back-to-back thing, and we'll see what Norwegian makes me do. At the moment, I don't have the same cabin. We put this together last night with my travel agent. On Monday, she'll hopefully call Norwegian and get it so that I'm in a solo, one of the solo 10 by 10 foot cabins. And because a balcony is just overall, a balcony would be over $4,000 or $5,000. Yeah. The other thing that's happened is when I booked more than a year out, when I booked the solo cabin, it came with the 3 upscale meals, drinks package, blah blah blah, all these things, internet discounts on cruising, all discounts on getting off the ship. What do they call those things? Excursions. But now booking the other part of this cruise in the Med, I'm going to get one on a 11 nights. I'm getting 1 meal in the package rather than 3, and no internet, no extra internet. Doesn't matter anyway because I pay for the high-speed internet. But it's just interesting that in this particular case, having booked that studio cabin more than a year in advance, I got a whole lot more perks. I guess back then we were still tied to the COVID thing, and I got a whole lot more perks than I'm getting now for the piece from Rome, 9 stops to Lisbon. But altogether, it's going to be a 20-day cruise. I'm so looking forward to it. I put the word out to my German extended family, and there is talk of some of them joining me, but I haven't narrowed down. Do you mean the Rome to Lisbon, Lisbon to New York, or the entire Rome to New York? I don't know just which pieces people might be picking up on, but it's an exciting time. And one of the reasons I did it is because, if I'm going to hang around in Germany, it's kind of a long ways to fly all the way across France, all the way across Spain, and get to Lisbon, Portugal. But it's quite quick to fly from like Berlin down to Rome. That's just a real snap your fingers kind of flight to get on the ship. And the other reason, as you know, Chillie, is I was planning to book Amtrak from New York home to Grand Forks, North Dakota here. So that's 2 trains. That's the Lakeshore Limited from New York to Chicago, a 3-4 hour layover. And then the Empire Builder that Chillie was on just a couple weeks ago here, from Chicago, right literally up to my big hometown. And to get a room on that in November, I paid like $600 and some. The room yesterday when I was working this all out, the cheapest room on the train was $1,273. And by God, I'm not paying more for 2 days in a train cabin than I am for 11 days
on a cruise ship.
On a cruise ship. So I'm gonna use a buddy pass. Actually, I'm using a buddy pass to get from here to Germany. Thank you to a pilot friend that I'm part of his family, and then I will also might use one to come back, or might just bite the bullet and buy a ticket from Newark back to Grand Forks. But if you figured out all the math, I'm literally considering I wiped out that getting a roomette on the train. I'm literally getting the cruise for free.
Yeah. So
it was a no-brainer. It's going to be neat to be on a cruise ship for 20 days. That'll be my longest cruise ever. And of course, the Epic. I know some people don't like the Epic, but I'm telling you, there's a group of people that are on the transatlantics on the Epic that, I've been doing it since 16, and everybody knows everybody, and they're very social and very wonderful people, and I'm looking forward to it beyond measure.
Yep, I think it's awesome, and I think it's a terrific deal, and anybody that might be interested in doing that, jump on it. I have a complication on my schedule, or I would have already jumped on it.
Well, we're going to undo your complication here. We're going to try and figure that out.
Possibly undoing the complication.
And I would even carry your camera bag for you.
I hear you. However, I am going to ask you one question.
Uh-oh. How
did you pronounce the port in Rome?
Civitavecchia.
Oh, that sounds better that time.
Was I right?
I thought your tongue might have gotten over your eye tooth and you couldn't see what you were saying.
It's why don't they just name it Jonesboro or something? I mean,
Sam.
Caesarland, Caesartown, Caesar City. Caesar City
would have been good.
And then they can have a drink. They could have a special, a Caesar cocktail, the Caesar.
Nero's Fire. They could do anything.
I'm loving it. Seatown. What if we just call it Seatown?
Civitavecchia is not the easiest word to say, and then try to spell the damn thing. You'll drive Google crazy.
Yes. Yeah, it's like, geez, for as famous as you want to make it and make everybody know what it is, change the name to Seatown.
Gretchen's in Gibraltar, June 13th.
They're talking about ape fever or monkey virus now.
Monkey fever, yeah, monkey virus.
But you either have to have sex with the monkey or he's got to spit on you or something. So it's not contagious,
And they said this was it smallpox vaccination is good for monkey virus or something crazy like that.
Then I'm smallpoxed, so that's good. I have my MMPR back in the early days. Plus, have you had, as long as we're talking viruses and we got a few minutes, Chillie, have you had your shingles virus shot?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And folks, if you haven't heard about this and you're a senior citizen, if you ever had the measles, then you have that, is it rubella virus in you? And when we get old and we get under stress, 1/3 of us are going to end up with sort of like adult measles, but it happens inside your body and right under your skin. And my friends that have had it have told me that it's the most painful thing that they've gone through. Some women are saying it's as bad as childbirth because you don't get the prize at the end. But there is now, there was a virus or a shot for it before, but there's a new one called Chickenpox. Thank you. Not measles. Thank you, Nikki. That's why you're here. That's why we need you with us. But there's the new virus shot is called Shingrix, like shingles, Shingrix, and it really, really helps you. And Emily, you're right. Yes, yeah. Adult chickenpox.
I want to know about Emily having sex with a monkey.
Well, she doesn't see very well. She's got a little problem with her. She's got those glasses that you kind of focus in, you turn to focus in. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. That's what Hot Air Tom said. So, Mike Kauser's with us. Adult chickenpox. Yeah.
Yep,
that's correct.
Hey, measles, chicken. Now when you're a kid, you get it's called MMPR, and it's the measles, mumps, polio, rubella. I guess that's. Hey, did I get that right? MMPR, measles, mumps, polio, and rubella all comes as a shot while you're a toddler. So, But you still, as adults, we got to go get that Shingrix shot, because I do not want to hear of anyone that's part of our show to have come down with adult chickenpox. It's terrible, folks. It's just terrible.
Yep.
And the shot is, there's no consequences. You don't know that you've had the shot a day later, other than the needle mark. You know, you might get that little sting of the needle, but and Medicare pays for it.
Emily just said exactly. So she did have sex with a monkey.
No. They're crossing conversations. Let's not.
I'm getting confused.
Tom wants to know how shingles compares to a kidney stone. And I got to tell you, Tom, I've never passed a kidney stone. I had gallbladder stones. I had gallstones. You've done a kidney stone.
I've done a kidney stone.
But gallstones, when they brought me when they took out my gallbladder, they actually brought me a little bottle, and it was kind of like full of gravel. And it was the makings of more and more gallstones. And apparently the one that I passed was tiny, like way smaller than a BB, through my gall system, the gallbladder system, and into your intestine. And if you can imagine a grown man screaming in pain, that was me, you know, I mean, so. Yeah. Nikki's had the Shingrix, sore arm for a couple of days. Yes. Oh, don't get it in the arm you sleep on. Okay. Well, of course, us guys would have to make a different comparison about which arm to put it in then. So
oh no, don't even ask.
Well, you know, it's which one you're eating with. It's which hand you're eating with. Come on now.
Okay. I'm glad you cleared that one up. Emily would get really confused.
Tom had 3 kidney stones a year. And oh man, I'm glad that you've been clear now, because I was talking with Chile in the days that he had his passing of the kidney stone, and it was really something. So
that was not nice.
Well, let's leave this on a good note. We got a couple of minutes. Exciting times are coming now. Your next cruise is in June.
I leave here on June the 24th or 5th. I haven't decided if I'm going to try to do it in 2 days or 3 days, but I'm driving to Miami.
2-3 days.
I have decided on driving as opposed to flying or training it again. Yeah. The train would be, drive over to Petersburg, which is a couple hours. And I actually take the train from Petersburg, and it would be 24 hours. But to get a sleeper, it was $1,200.
I don't know where they're pulling these prices from.
$1,200 for a day? No.
You know, they do not have the clientele that writes these kind of checks. I'm sorry. No. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
So, and I'm not sure that, I'd be ready to do another 24 hours without sleeping. I did not sleep well on the train. I'll tell you, folks, it was not, that was the negative thing. I enjoyed a lot about the train, but sleeping was not one of them.
Wow. And Katie's got a birthday coming up. June 5th. That's my sister's birthday, Katie. But she will be older than you. She's 4 years younger than I, and I'm going to be 71. But I did not tell you how old she is. Wow.
Hot Air Tom could pop 3 Tylenols to control the pain. 3
where did
Tylenols?
You put Tom? Where did you put the Tylenols?
Yeah.
Wow.
Tylenols do nothing for me. I
take
me
neither.
Ibuprofen. I use ibuprofen gel caps. It's the only thing I can take if I got.
Yeah. After my stomach surgery, I can only take Tylenol. I can't use any of the Motrin, Advil kind of products. So.
Yeah. Sorry about that one.
Hey.
All right, so Katie's got a birthday coming up. Well, happy birthday to Katie here in a few days.
Yeah, and she's going to be on a ship too, so that's really neat, you guys.
Yeah. Yep.
He thought Katie was 27. Wow, that's cool. I had her a little bit older, but certainly not in the big 6-0 category. So. All righty.
All right, guys. But anyway, I'm going to drive to Miami, so I'm not getting on an airplane or train this time. I'm going to stay in the car and head down, and then I'm cruising with JJ Cruise for 2 back-to-backs.
Fantastic. I can't wait to hear about it.
I'm planning on doing a hot tub experience with JJ. Jordan
so what? The
and Jared.
two of you in a gallon of water? Is that?
No, the three of us. JJ is Jordan and Jared.
Right. So the
And
three
me
of you and a gallon
in
of
the hot
water.
tub.
And a gallon of water. Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's a little more than a gallon. It takes a gallon just to fill my Speedo.
Well, make sure you put it on the right way forward. You know, right, facing the right way.
Could you see me in a Speedo? Come on. That ain't gonna happen. All right, guys, we've managed to kill another hour. We'll see you next Sunday on the Cruise Amigos with an announcement to make. And Martin from what boat's he on? Virtuoso.
Virtuoso Goso Mocio Papio.
All right, guys. Thanks for being with us. Enjoy it. See you guys. I'll be back tomorrow at 11 o'clock, by the way. Later, y'all.
Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe.